Mister. I'm Lake City cause I said it. Cause I said it. 386 bullet. I'm Lake City cause I said it.
This Go Get It 386 and I'm Mr. Go Get It. And we are back with Judii Bucks and Quick Draw.
Yo.
What we're going to be talking about in this episode is Lake City, Florida, the 386, the changes, things that was here that's not here, and what is here. So it's changes to the 386, what we like about it, what we don't like about it. So I'm going to start with Quick Draw on some things right now on what has changed from you being in the 386 for the better and the good. What you think?
Well, I don't know how long I've been in the 386. 25 years,
Right.
total, something like that.
25 or 26,
25, 26 years total, something like that. It's been a lot of things that was here back in the late 90s, early 90s, early 2000s, not here no more. One of the biggest things that changed that I don't like is the stove scabs. Scabs make me upset when I walk. I don't walk in no more because growing up, you had Miss Floretta.
But it ain't scabs no more.
But I mean, they still got the sign up. It ain't scabs no more because it got sold to the whoever people.
Right.
I'm gonna say to the whoever people. But when you walk in that store, when I walked in that store, after they wasn't scabs no more, they no more meat market. I walked in there. It was spacious. It was empty. I'm looking like they had CDs in there they were selling. I said, yeah, I got CD. They had CDs. They had a performance enhancing pills. They had no scratch offs at the time when they first like, we getting scratch off in 2 weeks. I'm like, wasn't nothing in there. And then they said, the gas pumps not working. You can't get gas there no more. It was like, what's the point of going to the store? It used to be that store was like a pillar of the community on the west side. That was the store everybody went to. I used to get up Saturday morning. As soon as the store woke up, I walked to the store to get me a soda and an oatmeal pie or something. Nah, it's just there. It's like they need to tear it down or something. Or someone needs to fix it up.
I don't think they need to tear it down. I think what happened was we got to realize Mr. Scab passed. Mm-hmm. You talking about a man that actually built all of the scabs from that one scab store, and he passed. And most time we know when people pass, it's an untimely passing. It's a time when nobody's looking. Say, okay, it's tomorrow. I'm out of here, so let me go ahead and change this around. And if I can think correct, I don't think Scab had any children either. So, but what I want to address before we get too far into the conversation, what you sure know is upset about.
Yeah, I'm upset about it. Yeah,
Scab not being over. You don't went to performance enhancement people.
That's what I was saying. You don't see that in Scab.
Yeah.
That's what you see in Chevron.
Like, it's so disappointing to walk in there and just like, first of all, you don't see Miss Loretta now, and that's the disappointment in itself.
But you know what's disappointing to me?
Who gonna do the meat now? Not turkeys.
You know what's actually disappointing to me about the 386 and the way they handle things in this area. And when I say in this area, I know when I say the 386, I don't include Daytona with what I'm talking about now, because Daytona has the beach and they make sure things are coming as. But Daytona is a part of the 386. I'm talking about areas like Jasper, Hamilton County, Liable, Suwannee County, Lake City, Columbia County, and more so Lake City, 386 Columbia County. And the reason why I talk more on that because for this county to be so big, they don't add anything for raising kids. It's like in this county we don't have kids, so we're not gonna have a theme park. In this county we don't have children, so we're not gonna have a wet and wild. But we got enough land for this type of stuff.
We definitely have enough land.
I'm wondering, in this day and age, who is like our city councilmen, our county commissioners, and the people that's over having things here. If you want to control the way your kids are raised, you have to give them some type of family environment. We have no family environment here for the kids.
Nope.
And if I could, and I've been in the 386 all my life. I see more things getting taken away. People keep saying, "Oh, there's more jobs now," but If there are more jobs, it's on the restaurants. We quick to put up a restaurant out on Highway 90 before we put up a slip and slide or a Chuck E. Cheese or something where you can actually enjoy family.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I like about it now, and what Sylvester is doing for the community, Sylvester Warren, what he's doing for the black community especially, I love it. I think it's very beautiful. We need more black advocates that are our age. Like we had Mr. Glenell, Mr. Presley, and Mr. Bowden.
Right.
They both were advocates for the black community back in the day.
Right.
And then it was a little foggy in between there, because that's when people started getting money hungry around right after the Mr. Presley, Mr. Bowden. And then now you have Sylvester, and I feel like he's giving back to the community. He has the George Warren Foundation.
Right.
And
I think I seen it on Facebook.
Yes, he's doing beautiful things, and I love that for the black community, because we have somebody actually speaking up for us now.
Right.
Like, what is it on Martin Luther King Day at the park? Not Martin Luther King Day. Easter at the park. They had a lot of little things going on. I didn't go because I had the baby, but they had a lot of little things going on.
But the thing about this is what I think is continuation. It's if you do, you try to at least have something once a month. That's fine. But my thing is, okay, Sylvester is doing everything he can do on his end, but it's only so much that they're gonna allow him to do. And when I say allow him to do is this: if you have no type of amusement already, all you have is a park, but you actually have no type of amusement to even bring in. Like there are a lot of children here in the 386, but the closest place you can go and take your child somewhere as a family is, if I'm not mistaken, Jacksonville.
Gainesville, they got Dave & Buster's now.
They got what?
Gainesville have a Dave & Buster's.
So Gainesville has a Dave & Buster's now. Okay, but you still got to travel. If you travel 30, that's what, 32, 33, 30 something miles?
Yeah.
Okay, which is not, some people like to travel. But let's say I don't have a vehicle to travel, or let's say I just right now the gas so high to travel. There's nothing here for me that I could take my grandson, because I got a grandchild. So I take grandson. Then you got the women with younger children. My thing is, once you take any type of amusement from a city, you have taken the amusement from the city. And what I mean by that is they don't have nothing to do. People don't get to moving around till about 3:30 or 4 o'clock now. Because if you had an amusement park, people get up early because they want to get there early. They want to spend the whole day. Some people do want to spend time with their children. I think that's why a lot of people now are buying a lot more land. And that it's just it's a lot of things. It used to be a lot of hangouts in the 386. It's not no more hangouts anymore. Now it's just trees and barrels.
Yeah. You think about the only time you really do something as a family in the 386 is when the fair is.
When the fair.
When the fair. I mean, it shouldn't be like that.
And they taking every year they keep taking rides. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time the fair was so big you thought you was in another city. One time now you go out there now
you go right through it.
You see right through it, but the price is still either the same or higher.
Much higher.
So it's almost like,
what can you do in the 386 with your child besides go see a movie every now and then?
Right. And then they picking and choosing the movies.
Yeah. They don't get all the movies.
They're not gonna get all the movies.
Granted, I would give them that most of the family-oriented children movies, most of them do be in the movie theaters. Okay. But not all movies.
What see, the thing about this, if you call yourself a cinema, it shouldn't matter unless only thing you need to put on there is rated R. Don't let your 13, 14, 15-year-old come see this. You know what I'm saying? But there are movies that we have to go to Gainesville to see, because Columbia County, Lake City, whoever over the cinema, certain movies not gonna come, and if they do come, they come after they've been out for about 4-5 months.
It got to be an extremely popular movie.
Or popular actor,
popular producer, or something like that.
Right.
So a lot of time when you got someone that's not popular, I mean, I'm pretty sure like if it's some like it been some all black movies that came out,
right.
It wasn't here. Mm-hmm. You had to go to Gainesville, you had to go to Jacksonville.
That's my point.
But if it's something Disney or Universal Studio, they throw out a big movie, you're gonna be here. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be able to pre-order tickets. You're gonna be able to see it Thursday before it come out on Friday.
Mm-hmm. And that's my point. So you're not trying to appease the whole community of the 386 in a certain way. So now you got the people within the 386 taking their money to the 904, the 352, the 407. Mm-hmm. People are taking their money there now. Because the 386, and then you this is not a poor city. The city is not poor. No. It's just that we are reacting poor. Our reaction to what is going on and what we want going on is poor. You know what I'm saying? The city is not poor. You know what I'm saying? There's like you got these companies, these big companies that can come here and stay here for years and years and years and years and years. And you want to tell me that the city is poor? No. A major company is not going to stay in a city if it's poor. So and it's what the city allows to bring in. And I think if you want to if you want to see more unity, I think we need more amusement park. We need more family oriented stuff. Mm-hmm. Family oriented things. And like you say, what Sylvester is doing, you bring it in the community and you're trying to do things for the African American community. If you actually want something for the African community, we need to get together and have our own, just like the HBCU, the colleges, the black colleges. Sometimes you just have to get it for you and let it grow for others. Mm-hmm. Because now those HBCU, they have Caucasians, Indians, and all types going there now. Right. It is because they're consistent with what they're doing and they're adding to what they're doing. If the 386 is not going to add, but all you're doing is taking away and not adding, like the mall. Oh. I don't even think the mall is even owned by anybody in Florida. I think the mall is owned by somebody in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So that money is not coming to Florida. It's going to Georgia, and it's going to somebody that's not even a native or a citizen of Lake City. Right. So you're like, okay, so.
I mean, it ain't much anything in the mall now, really.
Right. And see, when Scab passed, we going back to the store. I don't understand how it happened, but they sold all of them except like 2 or 3.
Yeah. I mean, it already.
And it just so happened that the main store that made all these other stores become stores is the one you actually just let go down the straight garbage.
It's horrible.
That's really
so
sad. They could have did something with that. Honestly, they could have made that another one with a kitchen, cause it had all the stuff back there.
Well, from what I heard, they're getting ready to just somebody else came in and took over took over for Scab, and the first guy didn't know what he was doing. From what I heard, now it's another guy has actually came in and he's actually taken over. Now that's why you see him repainting.
Oh, you talking about? Oh yeah, the other guy. Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, so they and that's another thing too. You got people that buys into a business and don't know a business. And then you got people that actually know a business, but people are blocked from doing a business. And that's where the conflict come in at. Is just that. I hear a lot of people in Lake City in the 386 saying, well, we need some stuff here. Okay, well, we got some people that can make some stuff, get here, but if it's not their agenda, if that's not a part of their agenda, then it's not going to come. Just like, this is actually Columbia County is ran by some people that's, I'm going to just say straight up now, either their mind is blocked because they don't know, or their mind is blocked because they just don't want it regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to the point where now I'm like, all right, let me try to make me some money and try to make something happen. I see what Sylvester is doing. Now I'm gonna say this. Sometimes it's the way you do things why things go so slow. If you're to the point where you're a businessman and there are certain people that you will not do business with, even if you know they can help you, then you're not business minded. See, because I've seen things get built by people that didn't get along, but they understood the business. They got along for the business, and you'd have thought they was bosom buddies, but they knew that business was gonna flourish. Then I've seen people that has a real good business idea, but will not go to a person because of various reasons. So the business idea, you think it ain't gonna work because the person's not making the required steps to make it happen. So when it comes down to the 386 and what's going on now, I know drugs was one of the main things that collapsed the 386. But once you find out that was what made it collapse, then you also have to know, if you know how it collapsed, you can know how to rebuild it back.
Exactly.
So what's happening now is there's no unity. And what I mean by unity is this: like-minded people can't come together and do things together. We can think alike on how to get it done, but we don't know how to physically come together and get it done, because there are certain things that we listening to, we hearing in the streets on others. Because Lake City ain't that big. And what I mean by ain't that big, as far as people-wise, it's not that big. Land and area-wise, Columbia County is a big county. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 64 or 67 counties in the state of Florida. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Columbia County is in the top 20 in size. Jacksonville is number 1. Duval County is the number 1 in area-wise. As far as land-wise, it's the biggest city in the state of Florida. Miami is the biggest city in the state of Florida, city-wise. Dade County. Dade County has more cities than Opelika, Pirine, Gould, New Cutler, Homestead. All that's Dade County. Up here, Jacksonville, you just got Jacksonville and I think Baldwin that shares that Duval County. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's bigger than Miami as far as area wise. You just don't have as many cities in it. So Miami is a city that's growing because it's using all of the land that it has. Columbia County is a city that's not a county that's not growing because we're not using all the land. And then when we settle land, we settle in land of people that's not here. And if I'm not here, it don't matter. I just got the land for whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to make. If you are not helping the city grow, and what I mean by grow, adding to it. I think we got a misconception on how we add to the city. I think we thinking fixing roads is adding to the city.
That's what they think. That's exactly what they think.
Yeah, that's what we think. We think fixing roads is adding to the city. What adds to the city is when you tear a house down, you build another one up there. A business closed down on a main street, you try to make sure you got another business coming in there. Amusement parks, number 1 for parents. You a parent. Your child is a year old now?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
But sooner or later, you're going to want to take your child somewhere.
Exactly.
After a while, you get tired of getting on the road, risking your life to drive to Orlando to go to a Wet and Wild or whatever. Even now, I can understand when you want to just get out of town and you want to just go do. Yeah, go ahead and do that. But sometimes you want to be in your own hometown.
Right.
It was a lot of things from when that should have been here, like UF.
Yeah.
That should have been here. I don't know why it didn't. I'm not gonna say I don't know why. City council, county commission, whoever, they couldn't agree on this back in their days when it came. It was something about the water. Well, they didn't want to give UF free water.